Hi, everyone. Mike White here. Welcome to this week's blog post. Almost everybody in today's market are facing challenges and none more than the fact that learning how to deal with with an extreme seller's market. Homes are selling at the moment, or maybe even before the moment they are actually listed. Homes are seeing multiple offers. We're dealing with bids over asking. We're dealing with people asking for waivers of inspections and appraisals, and that's just to name a few of the things that the buyer side is having to deal with, and you as mortgage people and realtors are dealing with as well. And to me, it's never been more important to set proper expectations for the buyers and arm them and their agents with all the information and all of the strategies that you have at your disposal to help move the odds more in their favor. And it includes really taking some time to define for each buyer all the things that they can do on a daily basis to improve themselves as buyers. I mean, we've talked a great deal about this over the past few weeks and months. And the reality of it is, we're seeing results. We're seeing the fact that people are taking the time to improve themselves as buyers, and they're seeing solid results by what seems to be minuscule little tasks, doing simple little things, putting together a little bit more money, making more solid offers, or structuring themselves because of time and their ability to close in a smaller window. And it's really paying off for people. And so I just wanted to remind you this week of a few bullet points of things that we've talked about that people are using out on the street that are working on a regular basis. And it really is important that you wrap your mind around these things and share these things with not only your clients, but your referral partners, so that they're fully invested in making sure that they're giving themselves the best opportunity to win the bid. And again, don't outthink yourselves on these things. Every one of these steps may be the linchpin to getting your deal done. And so we start out with the offer that you're making is stronger than many because you've gone through the process of fully documenting that borrower. That fully documented pre-approval is worth more than many others in your marketplace. But if you don't share the reasons why, if your buyer doesn't know, if that buyer's agent doesn't know, if you're not conveying that message to the listing agent and the seller, you're missing out on an opportunity. Also, the speed at which you can close the offer now becomes a bigger and bigger piece of this puzzle. We're seeing loan officers win bids for less money because they can close in 15 or 20 days where the other guy is looking for 30. That can be hugely important, especially in today's market. Getting your buyers to bank as much money as they can and make them, in a position where they've got cash on hand to make stronger offers is important. And it may only be upgrading your borrowers so they don't need that seller's concession, or they don't need that down payment assistance, or they can move out of one loan program into another. The simple fact that I've had a deal closed this past week with a loan officer, it was a single mom working a part-time job who saved all her stimulus money, all the stimulus money for her kids, and put it all in the bank. She ended up with a little over $12,000, and she was able to buy a house. And her monthly mortgage payments on her housing costs were about half of what it was that she was paying in rent for something that she owned. That's a huge success story. And again, we're coming up with the fact that the child tax credit is coming due. You've got to sharpen your skills. It starts in July. You've got to become an expert on what that means. Do your borrowers qualify? How much money are they going to get? They're going to get $200, $300, $800, $900 a month. I don't know, but they're going to get it. And if you don't write it down, and if you don't do the work, and you don't explain to them that it's coming and what they're supposed to do with it, and how you're going to use that money to make them stronger buyers. Again, We've got the stimulus money. We've got the possibility of tax refunds. We've got the possibility of gifts, retirement money, even selling off some other items to bank as much cash as possible so that you can formulate a strategy. Maybe it includes paying off outside debt. Maybe it includes helping improve a credit score. Maybe just having more cash on hand so that they can, offer over the asking price. Sometimes we have to look at the situations regardless of the buyer and give them the option. How many people come in and they don't want to pay PMI and they're going to put 20% down, and then they lose an offer on a house by $5,000 or $10,000. Sometimes talking to them about lowering their expectations and their down payment to free up that usable cash so that they can make an offer on that house and be able to consummate a deal, even if the house is not going to appraise for the value at which they're paying. Sometimes accepting PMI as part of the deal, when we know with appreciation and other things that are happening, depending upon how much money it is, that PMI can be gone in a year or two. And what is the actual cost of that MI, given that the fact that houses are appreciating at 0.5% or 1% or more a month? The cost of that MI for a period of time is significantly less money. Heck, by the time they close on their loan and make their first payment, the house might have appreciated more than the cost of the MI. Sometime increasing their down payment and improving the loan program to, add power to their offer. We see it in our market. People are prejudiced over certain types of loans. I've had loan officers complain to me that, perfectly valid loan programs, there are realtors out there and sellers out there who believe that those programs are not as good, or the likelihood that they're not going to get approved. And so they don't want certain loan programs. And maybe, yeah, I get it, it's not fair, but what can we do to move that borrower from 0% to 3.5%, or 3.5% to 5%, or 5% to 10%, or eliminating a sales concession? The reality of it is, this money means different things to different people. And the biggest struggle is the lower end of the market. Well, a few $100s here and there means a lot at the lower end of the market. Don't miss out on the opportunity to take advantage of it. Again, getting really clear on the tax credit. You have to go download some information, have it available, a simple thing to share with your people. It doesn't take a few minutes to look at it, go through it, so that they understand what it is that they may be entitled to, what they're going to get, and how that might change things. So there are many challenges in today's housing market. However, every day, people are getting offers accepted and families are winning the home of their dreams. And the key to us is understand what's winning in our market, sharing with our people and setting expectations, putting together the strategies that might be able to help them. Because when you use all your tools, when you have all the strategies, there's a chance that one of those tools is going to be the thing that puts your offer over the top and gets that person in a position to win that deal. As always, questions or comments, it's Mike, imtcoaching.com. Have a great week.